The Caribbean nation of Antigua and Barbuda played host to a gathering inviting 31 of the Adaptation Fund's national implementing entities. The seminar gives grantees the opportunity to share best practices and innovations as they work to establish concrete climate adaptation measures on behalf of the world's most vulnerable communities.
Antigua and Barbuda is a very vulnerable small island developing state, and by sharing their own experiences firsthand and showing us the project that they're implementing, that really contributes to the understanding by all of the participants.
The highlight of the 5-day meeting was a site visit to Antigua and Barbuda's own innovative Adaptation Fund project in the McKinnon's District watershed on the outskirts of St. John's, Antigua, an area subject to extreme rainfall due to climate change. Antigua and Barbuda's Department of Environment was able to use direct access, a financing model pioneered by the Adaptation Fund, to build country ownership in adaptation.
Direct access entity, as piloted under the Adaptation Fund, has added another dimension. So fortunately, we do have direct access entities to program the fund's speed of nature and the speed of science. Right now, the direct access entities are one of the few that can meet that requirement. So we were very excited to have this workshop here because we only have, I think, around 40 NIAs, national implementing entities, that do direct access. We need many, many, many more.
So this seminar is significant in that we are doing it outside of Washington, D.C., which is the headquarters for the Adaptation Fund. And this really enriches that learning experience by participants because they get to visit the project that is funded by the Adaptation Fund, see activities on the ground, and interact directly with beneficiaries.
Considero que estos talleres son una gran oportunidad para los entes implementadores nacionales de aprender de otros entes implementadores, de mejorar lo que estamos haciendo de vuelta a casa, y también nos permite un poco interactuar más con el Fondo de Adaptación y conocer las cosas nuevas que están promoviendo y cómo podemos nosotros como países en desarrollo beneficiarnos de lo que está promoviendo el Fondo de Adaptación a nivel mundial.
This year, the NI seminar focuses especially on gender and on innovation in climate adaptation. Those are both themes that are coming up in the Adaptation Fund work more and more, and it's great to share with the participants on those specific themes.
It's a learning experience. One of the sessions that I'm quite interested in is the innovation, how we can develop more innovation from this project, and probably also be able to upscale the current project.
Innovation is what's needed to take adaptation to the next level. Very often, Adaptation Fund finance projects are the first adaptation projects in a country, in a community, in a sector. So they are financing already solutions that are new, that are innovative. This seminar is going to give the participants the tools to advance their innovation efforts.
Innovation is about what are you going to do different, what is new compared to what is existing. So I'm taking back that knowledge home to use it to come up with the new ideas, new concepts, new proposals, new activities to benefit the communities in my country back home.
One of the innovations we can apply more readily in our context is the approach that our Latin American and African colleagues have been implementing as it relates to systematization and documentation of best practices and lessons learned.
He aprendido bastante, sobre todo el manejo del agua y cómo crear además un beneficio económico, porque parte de este proyecto tiene que ver con no solamente canalizar el agua, sino también dar espacios en que ellos puedan trabajar, que puedan, por ejemplo, mostrar artesanías. O sea, creo que es mucho más complejo que solamente lograr que el agua fluya.
This integrated approach in our adaptation project, I would say, is very innovative. This project actually covers, in terms of geography, 14 rural villages, which we call them qabales. Support from Italy will replicate these activities into the neighboring or adjacent qabales. Because of additional funding, we are expanding to nearby villages.
This readiness seminar is focused largely on the discussion of gender and gender safeguards. For us, it is a relatively new topic. It's a conversation that is often very difficult and sensitive to have. As a country with a gender policy that we have been trying to apply nationally, the information that's being provided here and the experience of other NIEs gives us a clear idea of what our organizations as national implementing entities can do to ensure that we're mainstreaming gender considerations in all the projects that we have.
Gender is not just about women's issue. Gender is about men, women, boys and girls. Integrating gender consideration really means to achieve the effective and more efficient goals of the adaptation project. It's not a separate issue, but it's a part of the process to achieve the real goal of adaptation.
You have very different cultural contexts. As NIEs and MIEs and RIEs, we have to be very deliberate as far as integrating gender perspective in our program is concerned. We have to be deliberate enough to ensure that our objectives, our activities, and even ultimately our outcome are very gender sensitive. Gender in our program is cross-cutting. While we were selecting the executing entities, we had an intentional targeting to have a women group supporting initiatives for the women. It's a Nasaru women group. It's based in Kajiado County, and it's a very vibrant women's group addressing and enhancing the capacity of women to become more self-reliant, more adaptive to the many issues they're facing.
In our project proposal, we have clearly indicated the issue of gender, how we are going to address in terms of beneficiaries. The Adaptation Fund has a very clear guideline on this, so going forward into the implementation phase after the approval, there was clear communication to the executing entities, ensuring both men and women are benefiting from the project.
What we see here in the NIE seminar is really the community of practice of national implementing entities coming together. We have NIEs from Latin America and the Caribbean, Africa, Asia and Eastern Europe. It's really great to see how the participants are sharing their own experiences, not only the successes but also the difficulties, and how this has helped to inform activities in other countries as well.